You wanna go downstairs? To eat? You wanna go downstairs? Hey everybody, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records, and there's a thread going around and a lot of variations of the thread on female artists. Richard McCook did it first, called it Desert Island, females only, I believe, which if I was stranded on a desert island, that would be the way to go. But I've seen some variations. John at Digital Gramophone did a variation where he played off of also Shannon D, who I wasn't familiar with, but I've subscribed to her channel. She's got a really nice channel. Gosh, she knows her stuff. She did her 40 most important female artists, I believe, something along those lines. Very good. She also did an excellent look at all Joni Mitchell's albums, studio albums. So I'll put links to Richard and John and Shannon's channels. If anybody's not already subscribed to those, I highly recommend them. So here's my look at female artists. They said 10, I think I got 12 here. I like not being confined by rules, so here goes. The first artist is who's playing in the background right now, Sara Shook and the Disarmers, and this is her first album, Sidelong, and getting ready to come up. My favorite song by her, Dwight Yoakam. Great young artist, about 35 years old now, I believe. She's on Bloodshot now. This came out on another label, independent label, and then she signed with Bloodshot, and they re-released this, and then released another album by her. So Sara Shook and the Disarmers, I've spoken about her before. Okay, shouldn't we all have Bessie Smith? This is an album called The Empress, Bessie Smith. Classic picture of her there on the inside. That's a two record set that's really good. I mentioned Shannon bringing up Joni Mitchell. This is a great album from Joni Mitchell. Hiss, The Hissing of Summer Lawns, it's called. About 1976, 77, somewhere in there. 76. Great artist, probably our greatest, in the top 10 at least, greatest singer-songwriters. You know, male, female, whatever category you want to put it in, just greatest songwriters, singer-songwriters. I always loved Tracy Nelson. Very unassuming lady. Always has her dog for about 5 albums. She was with Mother Earth, and then started transition to just her solo work. This is kind of a transition album because it's Tracy Nelson, and then in smaller letters, Mother Earth. They continue to back her. So like Tracy Nelson, this is Poor Man's Paradise. Very good album from a very good singer. Less well known than Bessie Smith, but important as well. Sippy Wallace. This is a really good album. Sings the Blues. She was kind of forgotten for a long time, and in the late 70s, early 80s, I believe it was, Bonnie Raitt did a lot to help her in her latter years with her career. Probably one of the greatest singer-songwriters. Well, I got two. Pull this out of. Is if I can get it up, I'm not gonna be able to get it open quickly. So, Lucinda Williams, Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. This came out in the late 1990s. I rank this as the best album, bar none, regardless of genre or anything. The best album of the 1990s. Took her like 4 or 5 years to finish it. Great album. Lucinda Williams. She's got a new album out now. I always liked this artist. Started out as a backup singer. Nicolette Larson. This is a great album by her. It's got a lot of love on it, which was her big hit. Uh, it's just a stunning beauty, natural beauty. Great voice. Did backup for a lot of artists like Neil Young and others, and then had a solo career and tragically died way too young, cancer. I think Lone Justice, this young lady right here, was only about 18 when she, Maria McKee, only about 18. I drew a blank, had to look on here to get her name. She was only about 18 when, 17 maybe or younger, when they did this album, and this was big in the early 80s. Just a really good album. And she's, I think, got some new work out as well. All right, let's go back a few years. Peggy Lee, one of our great singers in the 50s and beyond. I don't know if she started in the 40s or not, but Peggy Lee, of course, best known for Fever. This album is really good. She does it with George Shearing. Beauty and the Beat, it's called. And they're together for the first time in a concert, disc jockey convention in Miami, Florida in 1959. Okay. Modern day, they've been around, well, they've been around since they were young teens in various configurations, but for about the last 10 years, working as a sister duo, Larkin Polk. This is the album Peaches from 2018. Great instrumentalists. Megan, mainly lap steel and dobro, and Rebecca, electric and acoustic guitar and mandolin, sometimes other instruments. A very heavy blues bass on most of their work, but they just do all kinds of things. They're on this album. It's a great album, Peaches. They do John the Revelator, Preaching Blues, Black Betty, the Robert Johnson song Come On In My Kitchen. Excellent artists. And then it's two half sisters. First, this is a really good album, Blue Nun, from Carlene Carter. Chester's trying to get over here. Okay, Chester. Carlene Carter, Blue Nun. She is the daughter of Cal Smith, who Hello Country Bumpkin, often confused with Carl Smith, another country singer. And her mother is June, was late June Carter Cash, and granddaughter of Mother Maybelle. So a great lineage. This is produced by Nick Lowe. Nick Lowe does, she and Nick Lowe were married for a while, and she lived in I guess London, England anyway, for several years, and put out several albums there, and then came back to the States and had a fairly brief run on top 40 country radio with some really good albums. Richard talked about that on his video. And currently, she works with John Cougar Mellencamp. His latest album, she helps him on, and when they were touring with that album a while back, she was on that tour as well. And her half-sister, Roseanne Cash, with a great album here, 7 Year Ache. Now, Roseanne is the daughter of Johnny Cash and Johnny's first wife. Her name escapes me at the moment. Somebody tell me down here below. I just can't remember. on a beautiful, stunning lady with just stunning eyes, and I think Roseanne gets that from her in a lot of ways. So she's not June's daughter; she's June's stepdaughter, but Johnny Cash's daughter. Roseanne Cash. This one's got a 7-year ache, obviously title cut. Blue Moon with Heartache. My baby thinks he's a train. Where Will the Words Come From? Produced by our then husband Rodney Crowell. Excellent, excellent album. Those are, I think, a total 12 female artists that I hold in very high regard, and showing you one of my favorite albums by each of those artists. So that'll do it for me. Everybody, take care. Remember, be kind to your neighbors, because we're all neighbors in this world. There's too much hate out there and not enough justice and not enough love. So push for justice, spread love. Take care.